In this video, we're going to be reviewing the brand new AEW Jazwares San Diego Comic-Con exclusive 1 of 1,000 Swerve Strickland figure. Now, I want to give a huge shout out to the AEW and Jazwares team over there for letting me use this figure for a review for you today. They did gift one of these to me out at San Diego Comic-Con, and I want to give a huge shout out to them for that. And I'm very excited for this figure. I got to actually meet Swerve, talk with him about this figure, and got to film an interview with him for Wrestling Figure News. And it was a blessing, man. Just an absolute blessing. He was such a cool guy, very down to earth. Got to hear a lot of the backstory about this figure as well as other figures that are coming out soon, and it was a truly unforgettable experience. I also got to meet Speedball as well, who is another genuine, just very nice human being, man. It was so fun to just talk to those guys for a few minutes, get to be around them for San Diego Comic-Con there. It was very cool indeed, something I'll never forget. But today we're taking a look at this Unrivaled figure, this 1 of 1,000 Comic-Con exclusive, which looks absolutely insane. I've already gotten to hold this figure in hand, but I've not gotten to do a full in-depth review, which is what the goal is for us today. But you can see here with this packaging, we have the 1 of 1,000 over here. You have the claw marks coming down the front there with the figure through the window. AEW logo, Comic-Con exclusive logo up there. Got Swerve the Realist right there, which is pretty cool in that gold font. On the side, you have AEW and Swerve the Realist again, and then on the back, you get the same deal, and on the side, you get the same deal there. So not too much going on with this little slip cover, which is something we've seen a lot with the Comic-Con exclusives the last few years from Jazwares and AEW. But this is my copy that I packed up in my bag. So it is beat to hell, which doesn't really matter that much because I'm going to be opening it. But once you peel that off, you can see sort of these Killmonger-esque designs going on. You got AEW San Diego Comic-Con 2025 exclusive. Got the front viewing window of the figure there with the purple background, which looks incredible. Finally have the jacket in the line. We thought we were going to get it in the Unrivaled line, but they did move it to this figure. And then we do have Swerve there, 1 of 1,000. Nice shot of Swerve on the side there. And then we have a great epic shot of him turning Super Saiyan on the back here with the championship. And do believe this is his gear from his championship win at AEW Dynasty 2024 when he took on Samoan Joseph. So this is a pretty sweet figure, man. Very excited to dive into this. I think this could be one of the better AEW figures of the year. I'm loving the helmet. Got some interchangeable hands here. This could be a very special figure, and I know it is a special figure, but I'm excited to fully unbox it, fully get under the lights and see what he's all about, even though I did get to feel this figure in hand. I posed it around. I went up at the Jazwares booth, and they had one laying there after our interview with Swerve, and it was just laying on the couch, so I picked it up and posed it around a little bit, and it was pretty damn fun to pose around right there and see all the details in person, man. But with that being said, let's crack Swerve out of the packaging, find out what he's about, and see how he compares to the rest of our AEW action figure collections, and see where he fits in. So here we have a look at Swerve out of the packaging with his Killmonger attire, man, and wow, I am really blown away by this. Now, the figure that I got to feel in hand at Comic-Con on the couch like I was talking about after the interview, that one didn't have the mask and the claw hands, interchanged. It was just the regular Swerve head sculpt with the regular hands in there, and it was fun then, but wow, man, just taking this figure out, I'm so happy to have this figure. I think it's insane, and I can't wait to take you through it, break down the accessories of it and everything like that. A very, very fun Comic-Con exclusive. I think that Jazwares did a really great job on this, but we won't know until we dive into all the details, breaking it all down for you and all of the things like that, man. So with that being said, let's dive into the accessories you get with the 1 of 1,000 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Swerve, and then we'll dive into Swerve himself. So we're getting into the accessories you get with your 1 of 1,000 Comic-Con exclusive Swerve figure, and I am enjoying all these accessories. You get quite a bit here for this exclusive. Now, I think the big main point that everybody is really excited for is the robe here, man. This entrance robe here that we've waited a very long time on, and I think the lore on this robe, you can correct me if I'm wrong down in the comment section below, but I believe it started way back with Jimmy Rave back in the day. Rest in peace to him. And this was debuted in Ring of Honor as a part of the Embassy, and Prince Nana was in that faction as well. And then, it just kind of carried on the legacy up until Swerve joined, and he brought it along with him and everything like that, and kind of continued on the legacy there. And then we got the Mogul Embassy and things like that. So this robe is very high quality too. I like the patterns, and I think we were supposed to get this in the Unrivaled 17 Swerve figure in the black and gold, but they scrapped it at the last second for whatever reason. But on the back here, you can see the graphics and everything here, which look really, really good. I think the colors are nice. It fits the figure well. This is just one of those really good cloth goods accessories that, we love. They make the world go round. We love to see it. But this is not the only accessory you get here that is cloth goods. You also get the entrance shirt here that Swerve wore to the ring, and I thought this was going to be Velcro. I didn't really know what to expect, but you have the nice Swerve logo on the back. And he even has, you know, those Killmonger Black Panther style blades coming off the necklace right there. Now, it's interesting because I'm pretty sure they're supposed to go around the collar here, but maybe they couldn't put them there, but they could only put them on the graphic on the side or on the back. You know, he has that same graphic, but you get the graphics going down with the gold and black in there, which are pretty sweet. I do like this a lot, man. I think this is excellent. Almost makes me want to get 3 of these just so you can have one displayed with the entrance shirt, one with the robe, you know, things like that, and you can kind of switch up your looks, because this thing comes with so many damn things that it's, you know, it's kind of upsetting me that I can't display it in every way possible. Nonetheless, this is excellent, and it looks really good, and I'm sure, you know, it probably would stain. I don't know. And it's white on the inside, so I don't know. I guess you'd have to, you know, you'd have to risk it or maybe wash it just to make sure that doesn't happen. But this is really high quality, of course. No Velcro, cloth goods, just makes the world go round, like we did with the robe. It's just incredible. And then we have the Killmonger mask that Swerve was wearing to the ring here, and I'm pretty sure this is what it looked like. I don't know if any details are specifically missing, but I love that it has the braided hair coming out of the back there. The gold lines are sculpted in, and we do have this interchangeable head sculpt here with kind of that, I don't know, it's almost like Spider-Man looking eye shapes there, but they're pretty close together. This is just nuts, and it looks really good on the figure, as you guys saw earlier in the video, and you'll see it in the photography at the end, but this is really great. But you also get a brand new Swerve interchangeable head sculpt, and if you'll look closely, he does have the dark makeup under the eyes. It's maybe not as dark as it was, but it is there. It's very like faint and subtle there, which is nice. Like, he's got the fade going on, the beard, he's got the braids coming down. Very nice sculpt and likeness on this head sculpt. Easily my favorite Swerve head sculpt that we have seen so far from the AEW Jazwares team. And not that his other head sculpts were bad, but these look damn good. This is a damn good head sculpt. Very good likeness, and I think the shape of it and the size of it is not too oversized either, so I think they did a really good job here on the Swerve. This is probably the best Swerve action figure head ever made, even going back to the Mattel Basic that we got all those years ago. And then we get interchangeable Killmonger claw hands, which are crazy. I'm guessing these were just some gloves that he had made for the event, but you have the gold tip, you know, sort of razor sharp claws going on with some sculpture going on the palms on the outside, kind of looking like crocodile skin or something, but you have the sort of studs on there in gold as well. Just a really sick inclusion into this figure, and you can even see his skin tone showing through down there. So that is just amazing, man. What incredible accessories. And outside of that, you do get a pair of mic holding or weapon wielding style hands. And to round out the accessories with this figure, you get a pair of fists to beat the hell out of people. So getting into the figure itself, starting out with the head sculpt again, man, really strong likeness for me personally in this Swerve head sculpt. I think it looks just like the character, which I do enjoy here. I think the likeness is just perfect, man. Like the haircut, like the style, fade on the hair, got the eye makeup underneath. Maybe not as dark as I'd like, but it's still pretty damn good. And then going down to the torso, same torso we've seen for Swerve from the AEW Jazwares team. I think all of his tattoos are the exact same, you know, for the most part here. You're getting pretty much the exact same tattoos. You have the back of the shoulders there with the tattoo, and all of that does look good, man. I'm not seeing any ridiculous craziness. You do have the pegs in the arms, which are a little bit oversized. You know, this has kind of been a thing with AEW and Jazwares. Would like to see them get away from that, I guess. Just because it's more of an eyesore, I think, than other companies that we've seen in the past. And I think I've just grown accustomed to the pinless, but it's not the biggest deal of all time. You know, it's not just a deal breaker for me. I still like it. And then we do have the white wrist tape there, which is great. And then from the crotch down, I'm pretty sure this is just all repainted. I don't think you're seeing any new sculpts here. So this is going to be the exact same sculpts we got on the first 2 Swerves. But we do have the belt going down, and then you do have the nice graphic there, and again you can see the necklace on there with the artwork of Swerve there with the white and gold. And on the other side, we have the same thing. You can see the AEW Championship there, which is sick as hell. Love this gear, man. Great gear, great graphics. I like the gold lines going throughout, which is nice. And then you do have the kind of reticle right there on the knee pad with the gold backing, which looks really, really clean. And then he does have his gold underneath, and then it goes into the black down below. And then we do have his signature boots right here, or his shoes he was wearing. And one thing that's really cool is he was wearing shoes that had glowing bottoms, and they did add that to the bottom of the figure. Now, does it glow for real? Highly doubt it, but it's still sick as hell to put that, you know, that light green in there to kind of simulate that exact look. And they could have easily left that off, but they paid the extra attention to detail, which I can't appreciate. But this figure is damn nice, man. I really love the gear overall. So let's get into the articulation here with Swerve, man. We do have a ball hinge here for AEW and Jazwares, which I love because he can look all the way up and all the way down. And you get a little bit of tilting here, which is very sweet. Arms go above 90, full rotation, bicep swivel, double jointed arms there. You do get swivel and hinge in the wrist, of course. You get upper diaphragm movement here, and it does get a good range of motion. And since it's an AEW figure, it's got a pretty dang good ab crunch right there, which I do like. And over the week of San Diego Comic-Con, I was playing around with a G.I. Joe classified Hasbro figure, and the ab crunch and the way they do that is how every company should do it. I got such a ridiculous ab crunch out of those figures because it not only has the flex up here like the ab crunch, it also has the lower torso embedded down into the crotch, so you get a really deep one. And AEW and Jazwares does a really good job of theirs, of course. I think that is one of the things that really hinders the Mattel figures that we see. But this figure does not, doesn't have any issues there. He doesn't have fully, rotated waist, but at the same time, he can kick forward right under 90, not quite 90, and then it can go out to the side above 90 there. You get upper thigh cut, double jointed knee, which feels really good. And then no calf cut, but you do get the ankle cut there. Feet go up and down, and then you do get the nice ankle rockers on there. So I don't think you're going to hate the articulation of this figure. He was really fun to pose around for me, and even his first two figures posed around well. And I imagine this one will be the same because it's the exact same formula. But with that being said, let's get into some Swerve figure comparisons. And for your Swerve figure comparisons, we do have the first Swerve Unrivaled figure that we got, and then we have the most recent one that we got before this Comic-Con exclusive. And if you take a look at the three-man, I think that shrinking the head sculpt did wonders for it, and again, the formulas are pretty much the same. They're just giving us a different head sculpt. It's repainted. Same arms, same torso, same everything going on. I'd love to see a damn Swerve Supreme figure, but, we do have 3 more Swerves on the way that we know about with the Prince Nana 2-pack. We have the Shop AEW, and then we do have the Target exclusive. So lots of Swerve to come, which I'm excited about. Love Swerve. I think his figures look great as well. And if they're anything like this San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, I don't think we're going to have anything to worry about, man. I think this looks really good. This is definitely my favorite of the 3, but they are all pretty damn good. And if you want to, let's just do a head swap here. If you guys want to utilize this head sculpt on a different Swerve, I feel like it may sit a little too high, which is what I'm worried about, but let's just see here. Actually, that's not half bad right there. If you guys want to put that head sculpt over there, that totally works. And then if you want to put it on the first Swerve figure and you want to see about that, and okay, it's very loose, but it's very loose, but you could probably put some sticky tack in there and make it work if you wanted to. If you wanted to put the Killmonger mask head sculpt on there. But man, this is sick as hell. And he also wore a gold necklace. I'll just put this on here just for shishes and gigs. There you go, look at that. Now we have a Swerve necklace on there. Look at it right there. That ain't half bad. But I like this figure a lot, man. And then for another Swerve figure comparison, we do have Swerve up next to his AEW Dynasty opponent with Samoa Joe here. Just a Samoa Joe AEW figure to see what these look like up next to each other. They scale pretty well together. And for my other San Diego Comic-Con exclusive AEW action figures from Jazwares, I do have the Brody Lee, but it is mint on card. I never got a loose version of that figure. But these are the ones that I obtained in hand. So this represents every Comic-Con. Every Comic-Con so far, I have picked up every AEW Jazwares figure. This was my first one with the 2023 Sting. We have the 2024 Supreme Kenny Omega in the Captain Canada style gear, and then we do have the new Swerve in the Killmonger attire, which is cool to see these. And I've liked all these exclusives so far. And the Brody Lee wasn't bad, even though it was kind of just a made-up sort of attire instead of, actually having a theme. I think it was kind of late to the party there. But ever since that one, they have really gotten on track and just knocked these out of the park with the gear choices. And then we also have a AEW Jazwares Killmonger versus WWE Mattel Black Panther, as you can see. And Mattel actually put those sort of points on the gear from Cedric Alexander. So that's kind of cool. And these guys will make a really cool tag team. I'd love to see these guys together on the same team, kind of crushing it. So, yeah, that'd be fun to see, especially in Fed form. But this is pretty cool, and they scale okay together. I don't think that the scale on these is ridiculous. And, usually AEW and Jazwares figures are a little bit bigger, but I don't know, this Swerve kind of fits in nicely. It's not the most just a super tall, ultra unrealistic size. And then for one last comparison, we do have our Comic-Con exclusive Swerve up next to the Marvel Legends Killmonger from the MCU. And you can definitely see the resemblance or the inspiration here behind this and everything, man. Looks really good. You have those claw hands on the Killmonger. Very, very cool indeed, and I'm happy to have these figures together to pose up next to each other. But that brings us to the end of this San Diego Comic-Con exclusive for the AEW Jazwares team, man. The 1 of 1,000 Swerve Killmonger attire from AEW Dynasty. Wow, man. I really, really like this figure overall. I think that it is a very fun figure. Love the attire. I think the new head sculpt looks incredible. Definitely my favorite Swerve head sculpt we've gotten so far. The details here, and with a black and gold attire, you'd probably be like, oh, we've seen so many, we've seen so much black and gold across all types of wrestling action figure lines, but I love this gear, man. I think that the attention to detail on the shoes with the the glow on the bottom, with the details on the sides of the shoes, the non-Velcro Killmonger shirt with the mask head sculpt, with the claws, finally getting the jacket that we've been waiting on for years. This is a truly incredible piece. I think they outdid themselves, and I think just like the Kenny Omega we saw last year, it is one of those pieces that's just very fun. They knocked it out of the park, man. I think that overall, I don't know how you could be upset with this. If you own this figure, you've taken it out, you know how damn good it is. I have had a ton of fun with this figure. It's most definitely my favorite Swerve they've made. I know we have 3 more coming soon. We have the Prince Nana 2-pack, we have that Fiend Target exclusive attire one, and we have the Shop AEW one. I'm looking forward to all the Swerves, man. I'd love to see a Swerve Supreme figure, but damn, this is a great one. This is a great one. I've had a lot of fun with this figure. Shooting the figure was insane, and all of his figures have posed well, but this is definitely my favorite Swerve so far that we have seen. My favorite gear, my favorite head sculpt, all the accessories. Knockout 10 out of 10, man. Love this figure. I think this is going to be a contender for my favorite AEW figure of the year. It's just too damn good, man. Just fantastic. And I would say it's just a repaint, but it's not, man. I mean, technically it is if you go neck down, but you're getting new head sculpts, you're getting great accessories, great moment, great attire, great packaging. The only bummer is it is 1 of 1,000 exclusive, so that does stink. Damn, it's a good figure. Wow. I was impressed with it, man. If you guys are on the fence, I would not be on the fence. This one's worth it. Even if you're going to open it, it is worth it. So I put my stamp of approval on this Swerve. I had a lot of fun with him, and it was such an honor to meet him again with Speedball and everybody out at San Diego Comic-Con. Hope he keeps up the good work, which I believe he will. To hear the backstory on all his different things and how much thought and care he puts into all of his attires and moments and his wrestling character was very cool to see and listen to, man. So he was one of my favorite parts of the entire Comic-Con trip. But nonetheless, man, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for me, man. I hope you guys did enjoy. I'd love to know your thoughts on this down in the comment section below. Huge shout out to our Patreons, of course, man. Thank you guys so very much for the continued support as always. But that is going to wrap it up for me, man. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. Leave me your thoughts down below. I'm getting the hell out of here. I'll see you guys next time. Have a blessed one, and I'll catch you guys later.